Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. In the last episode, we got ourselves the ship missiles, and we came here to Thorn Jungle on Brio to destroy one of the two shield generators. So, in this episode we're going to continue exploring, and hopefully take it out. So, if my voice sounds a little soft or scratchy, it's because I just got my tonsils out about 2 weeks ago, and so I'm trying not to strain my voice too much, so if I sound a little weird, that's why. But for now, nothing else to scan here for the moment. This story takes a while to load. There always are a few doors that seem notorious for how long they take to load. So, I did not see what that was, so I'm going to guess. And I guessed correctly. So, we have a lore entry and a missile expansion, so, you know, 2 for the price of 1. So this is Brionian lore data, the Hunted. The Primals crafted new magics to protect their warriors and sent them into the burning wastelands to hunt the Lords of Science hiding there. Though we tried to avoid conflict, many science lords were found and ended by primal warbands. I was but the sole survivor, the last remaining Lord of Science. In order to protect myself, I adopted the wisdom once shared by the Chozo, and merged the ways of the new, science, with the ways of the old, magic. I built mighty Moganars out of stone, and placed them outside the walls of my home, there to silently protect me from all enemies. So, I'm going to grab this missile expansion. And so, this is the room where we can fire our missiles at the shield generator, so let's try to do that.
Data received.
Unlike the other generator, though, this one actually has some defense to it. And as such, we can't currently fire upon it.
Samus, there are 2 anti-aircraft turrets protecting the generator. Your ship will not be able to get a clear shot while those guns are active.
So, we're going to take out those 2 turrets. Now, you can see we can't go forward either way, so once you try to leave the room, this door will lock, and we have some pirates to deal with. So I'm pretty sure these ones will, like, always go into hyper mode pretty soon, so either you have to deal with them quickly, or, yep, the other one over there did, so I'm going to take care of this guy first. He's actually proving to be pretty resilient. Okay, so generally, it's at hyper mode now, but we were already in it, so just took him out. It's generally not a good idea to try to combat enemies that are in hyper mode when you're not in hyper mode yourself. I think we need to go to the left, if I recall correctly. But yeah, 1, they're super resilient to your attacks, and then 2, you know, as your firepower increases when you go into hyper mode, so does theirs. So you'll probably be dealing with a lot more firepower, and it's also harder to dodge things. Oh, I think I actually chose the wrong path. Let's find out. We can't get up that way yet. I don't think there's anything that we can do. Yeah, so we have to head the other way. So this area is basically one giant loop. We'll end up in that room once we go around it, but of course they want us to go through it in a particular order. So we have some fuel gel containers here that we can blow up, and that will get rid of the bridge. jump up and grab this ledge, and that will allow us to get back up. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick scan. I think we've gotten all of the regular Pirate Trooper and Pirate Militia scans, so here's the first time I think I've actually like frozen an enemy and shattered it. So for enemies that are susceptible to that, that is a pretty easy way to kill them. Although if they're not already damaged, sometimes the missiles won't actually freeze them like that. Okay, so these are Remorse class turrets, space pirate defense systems susceptible to explosive blasts. Fast targets can evade the limited targeting system of the Remorse turret. The space pirates have replaced their dated humility turrets with a new unit designed by top engineers. Powered by Phazon, the Remorse unit is capable of withstanding more damage than the earlier model. Now when it says more damage, they actually go down to just one charge shot. So the turrets in Prime 1 were definitely more resilient than that. They took 2 to 3 missiles, depending on the turret. Okay, so that's all there is to do in this room. So this is going to be the first of the 2 anti-aircraft cannons we saw. Of course, you know, this being Prime 3, we're going to have a fight sequence here. So it looks like it's powered by fuel gel. Alright, so your goal with this fight is actually going to be to pull down on this thing. And what it does is releases the fuel gel containers that power it. And you're going to want to destroy those, just a charge shot will do. Because space pirates will keep on spawning in until you destroy all of the fuel gel canisters that are powering the cannon. So that's going to be your main objective. There is a bit of a cooldown period here where you can't do anything in the middle there. So it does kind of force you to wait. Oops, you are not dead. Okay, so we should be able to get the last one here. There are only 3, so it should be over here. And once you destroy all of them, the cannon goes boom. Any space parts that are left over after the fight will still be there, so you'll need to take them out. I do recommend stocking up on health from these containers, because you'll probably lose some and be needing it. Because if you couldn't tell from this one, the other generator is also going to be protected, so expect resistance. So I don't think there are any important scans here. So we'll just keep moving. Okay, we've got more turrets in this room. I think there are also going to be some more arrow mines. Not those guys. I think they're coming up here. Is there anything to scan? Corpse. There's some health that we can pick up though, which is nice. Nope, I guess just Jolly Roger drones. Maybe the arrow might show up on repeat visits, and that's what I'm thinking of. So you can shoot these. Doesn't really accomplish anything, but I don't believe that they drop health of any kind. So just little things that you can interact with. Okay, so in this room we actually have our first ship missile expansion. It's up up there, and yeah, I should be able to get a scan of it. So, if I go into the command visor, you can see we have 3 ship missiles in the bottom right corner. So, it's definitely a good idea to, oops, I forgot to lower that. But ship missile expansions are definitely worth the time to get. This one obviously is basically impossible to miss, but they're kind of like the power bombs in this game, since you don't actually get power bombs. Certainly have a similar damage output, and of course, like power bombs, I don't typically use them all that often. Probably even less so than power bombs, even though they do have really good utility. So, oh, here are the arrow mines. This was the room that I was thinking of. Alright, now that we took care of those, I'm just going to stock up on health more. Let's see. Oh, these are new. So these are pirate proximity mines, explode when touched. So, just like the jump mines, the safest thing to do is just shoot them from a distance. I'm not sure if one shot will take them out. We can probably find out after I take care of these guys. Okay, because there should be another one on the ground coming up here. Nope, I was a little too close there and I got hit. But this is the second of the 2 defense cannons. This one works a little differently than the other one. So, instead of shooting these fuel gel containers, there are 3 locks on it that we are going to need to take care of. Actually, I want to make sure of it. Yeah, these guys aren't new. So, with this one, again, you're going to have pirates that just keep spawning in. So, what I generally try to do is just speedrun this. So, you can use your grapple lasso to pull the locks down. And you need to have all 3 locks disengaged at the same time. So, what makes this difficult is that the pirate arrow troopers will come in and pull the locks back. So, it's generally a good idea to dispatch them quickly before they have an opportunity to pull the locks back. So, we already have 2 of them down, and this should be the last one that we need. So unlike last time, you can destroy all of these in one go, provided I can actually shoot them. But for activating all of the locks without getting any of them pulled, back into position by the space pirates, you'll get a friend voucher for that. So the nice thing about this one, though, is once you down the turret, the space pirates will just leave, so you won't have to deal with any stragglers. So I did use hyper mode quite a bit there, and that was just to dispatch them quickly and effectively. So we've got a generator here that we can't do anything about, and then of course we can scan the destroyed turret. So, I believe that is it for this room as well. So we'll pick up some more health. And now that we have both of these cannons offline, we can now destroy the generator with our ship. Nope, going in hyper mode, so we'll do the same. You can still use the grapple lasso in hyper mode, of course. I demonstrated that during the Rondas fight as well. Okay. So, this is actually the room that I was in before where we couldn't do anything. So in order to lower the straw bridge, you need to shoot those canisters of fuel gel when they're right above it. And I don't think there's anything else that we can scan here other than this fuel station, but oops. Yeah, the tricky part with those is just making sure that you pull back far enough. They're not really hard, but it'd be a bit tricky. Okay, so we got that missile expansion now, and you can actually get back up this way, provided that you can do a double bomb jump. So that is convenient, you know, for if you want to get, you know, to the left side of the loop here, and you don't want to go all the way around. So there's some space pirates in here, and I alerted them to my presence, so I kind of lost the element of surprise. Where did you go? Now I can look at my radar and see that you're over here. So yeah, in this case, I'm going to try to fight it without going into hyper mode, and you can see just how difficult it is. I mean, most of the time you'll probably end up just running out their timer on hyper mode before you can actually end up killing them that way. So, okay, let's try this again.
Data received.
This time with, you know, a lot more success. So that's one of the shield generators down. That will also conclude our business here in Thorn Jungle for the time being. So we're going to make our way back out and head to the landing site so that we can go back to Fiery Brio and destroy the other generator. Just going to ignore these guys and hope that this door doesn't take too long to load. Okay, so once you're back in this area, you will have some pirates here, including a new type of pirate. This is a pirate, advanced pirate trooper, armor resistant to beam attacks, vulnerable to explosive blasts. So these are similar to the armor pirate troopers. It's just that their armor is a little bit tougher. Advanced pirate troopers wear an additional layer of ablative armor. Explosive attacks are recommended to break the armor away. Basic armament includes an assault rifle and energy scythe, both powered by phazon. EMP grenades are often employed against power-armored foes. A new dash jet system provides increased mobility. So we're going to take out his partner here because he's a lot less durable. So with these guys, it can take quite a lot of firepower to take them down. You can see how many shots it's taking just to get the armor off. Of course, once you do, they're just the same as, you know, unarmored pirate troopers. Oops. Lock on if you would be so kind as to work. So, if you want to take them out quickly, I would recommend going into hyper mode, because that will just tear through their armor like it's, you know, paper. Like it does with pretty much anything. Those guys can be particularly annoying if they go into hyper mode themselves, because at that point, you know, basically your only option is to go into hyper mode yourself. So, I'm just gonna take out these crawl tanks, and really, I don't need to be stocking up on stuff because we're headed to our ship anyways. But it can never hurt to have more health. Okay, so let's, oh, you guys are leaving, okay. I think you're leaving. Yeah, okay, they're not sticking around. So, I don't think there are any enemies in here anymore. So So we'll have a free path back to our ship. Which, one thing that's interesting about the ship is, of course, it had to leave here to fire the ship missiles. But wherever you landed your ship last, that's where it will be on the ground. There is an exception to that, but I'll get to that later. Alright, so the game has been saved. So, I think this is a good place to actually end this episode. So, thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. I've been redxparasite, signing out.